Hi, I'm Sandy Genovese, and I'm going to be working today with the All-Star Superstar machine and a handful of some of my favorite dies. If you look at the table, I want to start first with the caption boxes and these fun little monsters. And I've made up samples using these dies, and I thought I'd share with you what I've created. If you look at the first one here, this is actually for the library. I'll turn it enough so you can see this is a bookend, and it's just been decorated with the monsters and the caption boxes so that it matches one of the summer library reading themes. Another reading theme is reflected in the puzzle pieces where it says spark a reaction. And if you look, the caption boxes are used for that caption, spark a reaction. Another fun way that you can use the fun monsters and some of the caption boxes is to decorate bags. This bag has been decorated with a little monster, as well as this one and this one. And you can see that the bag can be anything. For the classroom, if you're going to create a gift for Mother's Day or maybe a present around the holidays, this would be a fun way to package it. But it can also be used for storage in the class. Look at how great it is for holding pencils. It could be holding paper clips and all kinds of other student storage. Now, if you thought that you were limited to just cutting paper in this machine, then you're in for a really cool surprise because it will cut anything scissors will cut. And I have an example. If you look here, you can see that I've cut the ghost off the monster die and I've cut it out of self-adhesive felt. So all I have to do is peel off the backing, and then I'm going to go ahead. It's great that it's already self-adhesive and I can just wear it. If the kids are going on a field trip and you want something to be able to have every child wear something that makes it easy for anyone to identify your group, this is a good way to go. Now, as well as the caption boxes and the little monsters, one of the other dies I want to talk to you about is the puzzle. It's puzzle number 3. And if you look at the table, you'll see initially, I just cut out of a light pink and a dark pink. I cut the same puzzle. When I go and I switch these colors out, you'll see how I turned it into a puzzle, in this case, to practice math facts. And then right next to it, I did the same thing, but this time with yellow and orange to practice the alphabet. And then the apple is a great way to create an invitation. You take the puzzle pieces apart and you send it home in loose pieces. And the parents have to put it back together in order to find out when back to school night is. It's a fun way to send an invitation home. And here it's been used as a way to practice pollination. So the puzzle die can be used for lots of things, but the puzzle doesn't have to be square. If you look here, I've gone ahead and I've cut, just out of red paper, I've cut a heart. Then I put it against the puzzle die and I cut the puzzle out so that now I have a heart-shaped puzzle. And I thought I would show you not just regular paper, but even photos. Look at how I've taken this photo, cut it into a heart shape, and then cut it into a puzzle. And sometimes people say, you know, that just looks complicated. It's not. I'm going to take this particular photograph and I'm going to take the puzzle die. I'm going to just place the photograph against the rubber, and I have to build the sandwich. So I've got the cutting pad, and then I've got the die, and then I have the photograph that I'm going to just place on top of the die, and then the other cutting pad that I place on top, and then I'll take this whole thing and I'm just going to put it through. All I have to do is just crank the handle and it's cutting those puzzle pieces. So if I turn this over, you can see here I've got the first 2 parts of the puzzle, and here are the next 2 parts of the puzzle. I mean, how fun is that? If every student, if you had a photo of each student and you cut it into puzzle pieces and you passed them out, this would be a great way for everybody to get to know everybody else. Now that's the puzzle die. Another die that I wanted to share with you is the layered shapes. And this is layered shapes number 2 because it cuts out shapes that are stars and hearts and flowers. And by layered, what I mean is you get double. You get, in this case, a heart in one size and then a slightly larger size. And down below here, you can see the flower in the 2 sizes. I've cut them this time instead of fabric or instead of paper. I've cut them out of foam because I want the long-lasting durability that I get to create a checkers game. And this way, you know, these guys are not going to tear and rip, and these are going to work great for creating any kind of checkers game. So I referenced the heart and the flower, but if you look here, you can see on the same die there's also a star. Now I've cut them again out of foam, but this time I've partnered these layered shapes with another die that I want to discuss, which is the wristbands. The wristband die has perforations that allow you to go ahead and slit, and then when you interlock the two slits, like I've done here, it holds it together so that it becomes a really cool, in this case, a bracelet. In this example, I've cut them out of polyfoam, but if you look here, in this example, I've cut the wristband and I've cut it out of leather. If you have boys in the class and you want to have ID bands, this is a great way to make it something that works for both male and female. And I've just taken permanent markers to decorate and actually glitter markers for this example. But once again, you always can use paper. Here is just cutting the wristband out of paper for everybody to wear on a field trip, and here is paper that's decorated with the layered shapes. And if you look behind me, you'll see that I've taken the same layered shapes, and this time I've used it to create food picks. So it can label, it could have a message on it, in this case somewhat like Valentine's. It can just be decorative, or if you're using it as a party favor, it can have a photograph that actually indicates who's sitting at that place. You know, whether you're cutting out paper or another material, and whether you're making learning aids for the classroom or projects for Vacation Bible School or even room decor for the library, the All-Star Superstar machine and dies, they're going to be your new best friends.